Hello everybody and welcome back to another Pokemon Challenge video. Just a heads up, I've been having trouble with my mouth lately, so if I sound a little bit different or quieter in this episode, that's why. Playing through Pokemon Crystal with only a Charmander was a lot of fun, but before we do Squirtle, I have a few other things I'd like to try. Today, we're doing a challenge suggested by you guys. Ardo Suaminen thought it would be fun to do a Kecleon solo run in Generation 4, and I couldn't agree more. Kecleon is an awesome Pokemon, and not one you get to see very much of in the 4th generation. I chose Pokemon Platinum for this, since I prefer it, and it's a bigger challenge than Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But as always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions down below. I'm going to be doing a lot of ones you guys suggest, so keep them coming. Kecleon's a really awesome Pokemon. It's based on a chameleon, so it's able to change color. It's a normal type, but whenever hit by a different type of move, will change to that type. So if anything, it's basically the question mark type for real. It has really solid stats with incredible special defense and great attack, but is very slow. And you all know just how bad low speed is in a solo run. As for its move pool, it's like most normal types. It can learn a lot via TM, and some insanely good ones at that. And it doesn't get bad level up moves either, with Psybeam and Shadow Sneak being really early on, and Return immediately from Rowan. This should be a lot of fun with some really interesting scenarios. Let's quickly go over the rules before we get started. As always, I'm not allowed to use any items in battle. Held items and Pokeballs for HM users are fair game though. And I'm only allowed to use the single Kecleon I start the game with in battle. HM users are fine outside of battle, but only Kecleon's allowed to fight. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, it'd be really awesome if you left a like down below, and maybe even a nice comment like these guys. Shout out to Monique, Spirit Wolf 9000, and Mega Monster Madness. Thanks for commenting, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. With that being said, let's jump into this run and see how easy or how difficult it would be to beat Pokemon Platinum with only a single Kecleon. I begin our adventure as a young girl named Duchess and meet our friend, the local Pokemon trainer peasant. He just picked his Chimchar. Nice choice. It would be super effective against what I chose, but instead, I used my Kecleon from it. I've been a Pokemon trainer around these parts for a while now. I'll have you know I raised this Kecleon from an egg, and I actually have another egg I've been raising, but it's kinda strange. Comment down below if you want, and guess the closest town in relation to where you think this egg is gonna hatch, or if it'll even hatch at all. Ooh. I'll give a shout out to the first person to get it right the next time we get an egg in a challenge run. And hey, if you didn't get it in first, I'd love to see your guess anyways. Shout out to Jacob Calhoun for being the first to get it right in the Charmander run. Nice work! One amazing thing about using any normal type in Platinum is you get the TM for Return immediately. And with a lot of running around, you have a move not much worse than Hyper Beam right out of the gate. This makes our rival Peasant, well, look like a peasant, bowing down to King Fromet. But our first gym challenge may not be so simple. It's the Rock-type gym versus its leader Rourke. Return does more damage than anything else we have right now, but once he throws some rocks our way, that quickly changes. Fromet changes into a Rock type, weakening Return by removing the same type attack bonus. And now our best move is Feint Attack. It's physical though, so it doesn't do much to his sturdy Rock types. But Rock doesn't resist Rock, so we're no better off than we were. Geodude's still an easy knockout, and next up is Onix. Luckily it's not that strong, meaning we can take plenty of hits from it. But as you imagine, it takes even more to take this tank down. Rourke ends up going through his potions, and this causes Fromet to nearly go down. And he manages to defeat Onix, with only 9 hit points remaining. But things don't look good for his ace. But Fromet hits level 18 from defeating Onix, learning the move Psybeam. This special coverage is what we needed. This does well over half to his ace Cranidos, and because we were made a Rock type, his best move to use was Pursuit, which hardly did anything, and made us a Dark type, allowing for Fromet to narrowly beat Rourke with the newly powered up Feint Attack. There's the Coal Badge! 1 down, 7 more to go. Making our way to Eterna City, we first have to deal with Team Rocket at the Valley Windworks. Mars is usually pretty threatening because her Zubat has Toxic, but Fromet just one-shot it, and nearly one-shot Purugly with Return, making very easy work of Mars. We then meet up with a nice lady in the Eterna Forest to be her guide. For our reward, she gives us a Soothe Bell. This would have been nice about a couple thousand steps ago, Cheryl. Either way, it's time for our second gym challenge. Versus the Grass-type gym leader, Gardenia. Return one-shots her lead Turtwig and does the same to her Cherim, but it got a Leech Seed off, since Fromet's quite slow. But surely we won't have any trouble against her final Pokemon, right? Well, her ace, Roserade, paralyzed Fromet immediately with Stun Spore, and then gets a critical hit with Magical Leaf. We continue to remain fully paralyzed, and it finishes us off with Magical Leaf. Never mind, we survived on one hit point and finished Roserade off. Nice work from it! I was not expecting to win that attempt. There's the Foros badge! 2 down, 6 more to go. Once again, before leaving town, we have another Team Rocket takeover to deal with, versus Jupiter. Return easily one-shots Zubat, just like with Mars, but it then does less than half to Skuntank. But with its Night Slash making King Fromet a Dark type, it doesn't really have anything to do against him that isn't resisted, allowing for our weakened return to easily seal the deal on Jupiter. And stopping by the contest hall in Hearthome City lets us meet the gym leader for our next gym challenge. Versus the Ghost-type gym leader, Fantina. Feint Attack one-shots her lead Duskull, and then Shadow Sneak does the same to her Haunter, only leaving her ace, Miss Magius, left. It goes for Confuse Ray, and Fromet hits himself in confusion, and then again the following turn. It hits him with Psybeam for very little damage, and then finally he snaps out of confusion, doing over half with Shadow Sneak. But because we're made a Psychic type, its Stab's super effective Shadow Ball takes him to red, and puts him down the next turn. Had we not been confused, we had a pretty good shot, but I think there's a more creative way to go about this. Shadow Sneak doesn't always one-shot Haunter, and if it puts Fromet to sleep, Haunter can make his type Ghost. He confuses him as well, which isn't good, but while he sleeps, he gets Sucker Punch to change to the Dark type, and then Shadow Claw to change to Ghost. This makes his Shadow Sneak not only super effective, but Stab, easily one-shotting Haunter and doing a massive amount of damage to Miss Magius. We're weak to Shadow Ball, but since we have priority and can take one, hitting through confusion gets us a rather sneaky victory. There's the Relic Badge! 3 down, 5 more to go. Before we can head to Veilstone, we have another rival battle with the Pokemon Trainer Peasant. Return one-shots his double-teaming Staravia, and then even though his Monferno had the type advantage, we were just too strong for him, and his Weasel even gave Fromet his normal typing back to speed this process up. Thanks, Weasel! And after returning some punching bags, we're face-to-face with our 4th gym challenge, versus the Fighting-type gym leader, Maylene. And even though we have the ability Color Change, we're still weak to this gym. We have no good way to damage her Lucario, with our best move being Psybeam for it. And even if we're changed to a Fighting type, Force Palm still does a ton of damage. And worst of all, her Meditite and Machoke tend to use Rock Tomb. This keeps us weak to fighting, making for a sure loss against Lucario. But during the fight, Fromet learned the move Substitute. If we can get a better move for Lucario, we might be able to put that to use. So let's get an upgrade for Psybeam. I head over to the game corner in town and spend all of our money on coins, and then get to work. The TM for Psychic is 10,000 coins, so a while later, we're able to get one. But good thing I double checked, Fromet can't learn Psychic. Why? However, all is not lost, because he can learn Flamethrower, which surely will do over half to Lucario. I begin the fight by calling in a Substitute, while Meditite uses Rock Tomb. What's great about Substitute is our color doesn't change when behind it, meaning we get to make use of the full power return. This one-shots both Meditite and Machoke, with a critical hit on Machoke, mind you, that definitely mattered, and we're still behind our Substitute for her ace Lucario. It Force Palms it, breaking the Substitute, and Flamethrower does over half. And then his Quick Claw activates, getting the jump on Lucario, and finishing it and Maylene off. There's the Cobble Badge! 4 down, 4 more to go. The Peasant's getting a little smarter. We still one-shot his Staravia, but he sent his Pokemon out in the right order, making us a Fire type with Monferno, and then using his Weasel to use Water, and then Roselia to use Grass. Unfortunately for him, we're just way out of his league. But someone who isn't out of our league is our 5th gym challenge, versus the Water-type Gym Leader Crasher Wake. It's absolutely clear we need a form of electric coverage, as we can barely defeat his lead Gyarados before going down immediately to his ace Floatzel. So I go back to Veilstone City and buy the TM for Thunder. Kecleon has an incredible move pool, and it has really been showing. Using this, we can easily one-shot his lead Gyarados and then his ace Floatzel as well after taking a crunch. However, his final Pokemon, Quagsire, is immune to Thunder, but because Floatzel made us a Dark type, Sucker Punch gets stabbed. But Wake isn't dumb. He uses Rock Tomb to make us a Rock type, and then Mud Shot for a super effective hit, and then Water Pulse for a super effective hit. It got a critical hit, causing us to lose the fight. But the very next attempt, the Quick Claw activated on Floatzel, giving us full HP for Quagsire, and it really couldn't stop us then. There's the Fen badge! 5 down. 3 more to go. A quick errand for Cynthia quickly turns into a battle against Galactic Boss Cyrus. Wait, have I been saying Team Rocket this whole time? Oh my god, I'm gonna be roasted. Anyways, Boss Rocket Cyrus leads with his Sneasel. Ice Punch does a decent amount, and Return causes Cyrus to heal. Slash makes me back into a normal type, which I much appreciate, making Return one-shot his Golbat with ease. Drill Peck does a ton, and then Fromit misses Thunder, and then he survives the next Drill Peck on 5 hit points remaining, but Return fails to one-shot it. I don't want to risk the Quick Claw, so I go for Sucker Punch. The Quick Claw activated anyways, but luckily, the resisted Sucker Punch was enough. The Peasant has evolved by quite a bit since we last saw him. He has another fighting type in Heracross, and his entire team is fully evolved. He's no joke, despite us being at a higher level. It's clear I'm not gonna win this fight. We one-shot his Staraptor with Thunder, if it hits, while it uses Double Team, taking no damage. But Heracross comes out next, doing over half with Brick Break. I taught Fromit the move Aerial Ace, so I can one-shot Heracross at least. But even then, his Infernape quickly puts us under. The Quick Claw isn't gonna work, since we need to outspeed far more than 1 or 2 times. We need a form of speed control if we don't want to overlevel, and Kecleon doesn't get anything to boost his speed with. But what if we don't need to boost Fromit's speed? I taught Fromit the move Trick Room. By twisting the dimensions, I can outspeed Staraptor and one-shot it no differently than before. And by outspeeding Heracross, we can one-shot it with Aerial Ace. And by being faster than Infernape, I get to use the powerful Stab Return before getting blasted by Brick Break. It does about exactly half, and then Aerial Ace finishes it off. His Floatzel's then next, as the dimensions return to normal. But I'm banking on being faster than his Rose Raid, so we don't need it anymore. Thunder misses, and then he switches into Rose Raid. That's awesome! Thunder hits Rose Raid, and since we do outspeed it, 1 Aerial Ace from there takes it out. And then Floatzel comes back in, going down to 1 final Thunder. That fight was a blast! Trick Room may be a necessity moving forward. I can't afford to delete it now. It's time for our next gym challenge, versus the Steel-type gym leader Byron. I taught Fromit the move Dig. Not our best option, but it could be pretty fun. Dig easily one-shots his lead Magneton, and then out comes his Steelix. Here's where Dig started to look not so fun. It used Earthquake. That does double damage to a Pokemon underground with Dig, easily causing us to lose the fight. But I decided to try again. I was thinking maybe if I use Trick Room, I can make myself be slower to get around that. But it wouldn't have worked anyways since I have to come up, and I'd do so second. But then, I witnessed something I never thought I'd see. Fromit is speed tied with Byron's Steelix. Normally that's a bad thing, but in this situation it works out phenomenally. We want to go second when going underground, but want to go first when coming up. This way Earthquake never gets to hit Fromit while he's underground. It's a weird scenario, but works in our favor immediately. And on top of that, Earthquake makes Fromit a ground type, giving Dig Stab. And once he takes Steelix down, that Stab and 4 times effectiveness easily one-shots his ace Bastiodon for the win. There's the Mine Badge! 6 down, only 2 more to go. Giving chase to Team Galactic afterwards was really easy, on my end anyways. Not sure how the peasant is doing, but we defeated Saturn and Mars without issue. I don't care about him personally, but Rowan wanted me to go check on the peasant. But first, we have our 7th gym challenge to take care of course. Versus the Ice-type gym leader, Candace. King Fromet learned Ancient Power before coming here, and I was a fool to think that it would be enough. And another thing to note is I used Trick Room in anticipation for her Frostlass. However, her Abomasnow is slower than us, which means it can change our type to Grass, putting one of our feet in a grave. We need to do this without Trick Room because of Abomasnow and Piloswine. So I went and got the TM for Flamethrower at the Fuego Ironworks, since we deleted it before. This, and I taught Fromet Drain Punch. This way we can completely get back any damage Sneasel does to us, making it as if it doesn't exist. We one-shot Sneasel and fully heal back with Drain Punch, and then Flamethrower one-shots Abomasnow, making it time for her ace Frostlass. It uses Double Team, but Flamethrower hits, taking it to red and activating its Citrus Berry. Here I meant to go for Aerial Ace, but instead used Flamethrower again. Of course, it missed, and Frostlass slams us with a Blizzard. However, at this point, the fight was already won. Shadow Ball does a good amount, but Aerial Ace finishes it off, only leaving her Piloswine, who we can heal off of with Drain Punch. It can't outdamage what we're healing, making this fight finished. There's the Icicle badge! 7 down, only 1 more to go. Naturally, the peasant lost to Jupiter, but our job's done here. It's time for Galactic Boss Cyrus once again. The Quick Claw activates, one-shotting Sneasel with Drain Punch immediately, and his Crobat comes out. Flamethrower does less than half and then burns it as it hits us with Air Cutter. I then take the time to twist the dimensions with Trick Room. Surely Honchkrow is faster than us, right? We take Crobat down, and then, in the twisted dimensions, Honchkrow moves first. This causes us to quickly lose the fight. Had I not gone for Trick Room, that fight was ours. So naturally, after a few more tries, it eventually goes our way, defeating Cyrus once again. I then decide to get a few levels and some money to buy another return TM from the game corner. But I forgot to put away the egg. I always do that when I train. But oh well, our egg hatched into a shiny Mewtwo. If you said Hearthome City, you were correct. Well, I wasn't expecting that. A quick trip through Mount Coronet, and then the Distortion World had us face to face with Cyrus for the final time. I taught Fromet Thunderbolt, since 3 of his 5 Pokemon are weak to Electric. His lead Houndoom missed us with Will-O-Wisp, and I twist the dimensions with Trick Room. But then, it goes first again. We're speed tied with Houndoom, and that's not a good thing. Luckily, it's his lead, and we're faster than Gyarados, and Honchkrow as well, meaning Trick Room is not the play here. Winning the speed tie against Houndoom, we can one-shot it with Drain Punch, and then do the same to Gyarados with Thunderbolt. Then his Honchkrow comes out, and while we are faster, I have King Fromet twist the dimensions for his final 2 Pokemon. He one-shots Honchkrow with Thunderbolt as well, and then does the same to Weavile with Drain Punch. And one final Thunderbolt finishes Crobat and Cyrus off. We don't really have anything to do to Giratina, so I finally decide to get rid of Aerial Ace for Shadow Claw, making quick work of Giratina. And we also make quick work of our 8th and final gym challenge, versus the Electric-type gym leader Volkner. I give King Fromet a Cherry Berry, and his lead Jolteon starts by paralyzing him, having it cured immediately while he twists the dimensions. But all 3 of Volkner's other Pokemon are slower than him. In hindsight, I would have not used Trick Room, but it didn't matter, as Fromet returns Volkner to his normal fighting self, with an awesome battle. There's the Beacon Badge! All 8 badges of the Sinnoh region are now ours. It's time to head to the Pokemon League. But first, we need to deal with the Pokemon Trainer Peasant for the final time. And I'm pulling out one of my favorite strategies of all time. We just happened to do this last time in Platinum with our Glameow Dawn, and it works the same, if not better, with Fromet. By confusing his Staraptor with Swagger and then using Psych Up, we copy the +2 attack we just gave Staraptor. And even though it hit through with close combat, Fromet survived the hit, and since his type was changed to fighting, Drain Punch does more damage, healing back a lot of it and easily one-shotting every single one of the peasants' team. And we're taking that strategy right inside the Pokemon League, with the first being the Bugmaster Aaron. We raise Yanmega's attack 2 stages, and then it hurts itself, and its speed goes up by 1 due to speed boost. It hurts itself again, and from it copies the +2 attack and +1 speed, and easily decimates Aaron's entire team. For the Groundmaster Bertha, we raise her lead Whiscash's attack by 4 stages to ensure we one-shot her bulky rock and ground types. And with the recovery Drain Punch brings, she never stood a chance. And by continuing to do this, Frommet easily handles all of Flint and Lucian's Pokemon. This Pokemon League is no match whatsoever for the combination of Swagger and Psych Up. But with Frommet's only attacking moves being normal and fighting, how am I gonna deal with the final battle? Versus the champion of the Sinnoh region, versus Cynthia. Well, I've been holding on to a TM I got a while ago. I deleted Frommet's return for the move Rock Slide. By confusing and raising Spiritomb's attack 4 stages and copying those changes with Psych Up, Rock Slide one-shot Spiritomb, but it made us a Dark type, so she sends her Lucario out next. It goes for Aura Sphere, but Frommet survives, and this made him a fighting type, boosting Drain Punch by a great deal, one-shotting Lucario, and healing back a ton of health. Rock Slide one-shots Togekiss, and it does the same to her Roserade, and Drain Punch clears out Milotic, fully healing Frommet for her ace, the greatly feared Garchomp. And of course, it's faster than Frommet, but it misses its only chance in Dragon Rush, and Drain Punch wipes it away in a single shot, with a very likely, unnecessary critical hit. There you have it! We just beat Pokemon Platinum, only using a single Kecleon in battle. Thanks so much for the awesome suggestion, Ardo. It was a ton of fun. And we have won this game! Normally you guys would see me at this part of the video, but I'm not feeling well right now, so I decided I'll just do this part as a voiceover as well. This was a really cool run. I probably put more fun and unique strategies forth in this one than any challenge thus far. It was a really fun suggestion. I can't wait to see what else you guys send my way. I upload a Pokemon Challenge video just like this one every single weekend on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And maybe sometimes other days too, just like this one. So don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell if you want to see more in the future. Leaving a like and a comment down below before you leave today also helps the channel out a ton. And maybe I'll even feature it in a future video. And be sure to suggest Pokemon challenges you want to see down below. Want another challenge to watch? I recommend checking out my Cryogonal solo run I did on Pokemon White 2's challenge mode. Or just check out the playlist with all of the challenges I've done thus far, so you can pick one out for yourself. You can find both of those things to the right of me. With that being said, I really do hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I get to see you guys next time for another Pokemon challenge. Until then, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching!